If you've ever wanted to travel business class or even first class, but feel like you don't make enough money, then this video is for you. Having the cards that work for you can make your travel goals a reality if that's what you want without spending any more than you currently are. The first rule with any credit card is to pay it off in full every month, period. If you don't do that, then the rest of this is pointless because you're going to end up spending so much more money than you would have if you would have just paid for your trip in cash, if you can even do that. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 types of credit card points that can help you maximize your travel. Yes, even you. So, if you get any value out of this, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, first up on the list is cash back. So, these are the most basic types of cards. You spend a little money, you get some cash back. You spend $100 at the grocery store, you get cash back. You spend $500 at the gas station. First of all, what kind of card do you have? Second of all, you get cash back. Cashback cards are awesome for everyday people who just want to go out, spend their money, and get their cash back. They don't want stress of having to play the points game and getting into finding a good deal or anything like that. They just want to redeem their points for cash. And usually you're going to get about a 1 cent per point redemption rate on these cards. So if you're really just wanting simplicity, then this might be the card for you. Okay, so a little rundown on the pros and cons of these cashback cards. So let's start with the pros. The first pro would be that they're simple to redeem. Like I said, you redeem your points, you get cash back, usually in statement credits or whatever it might be, but it's very simple. You get your cash back, pretty much done. Second would be you can use it on anything. It's cash, so you can use it on a trip. You can use it to get groceries. You can use it to do literally anything. It's up to you. The possibilities are endless. And third, you feel responsible. So you used your card, you got cash back, mission accomplished. All right, so for some of the cons, uh, as far as travel goes, there's going to be very little value here. You'd be much better with one of the other cards if traveling is your main goal for points, which it might be if you're watching this video. Also, we'll get into this more later, but with cashback cards, there are no transfer partners. You can't maximize your points by transferring them out to other people. The last con would be that these are about as flexible as the Tin Man. I don't know if that's even a reference that people get these days. Maybe I'm showing my age, but it's not flexible. So, speaking of flexibility, next up are flexible or transferable points. These are going to be your social butterflies in the points game. Uh, think about it as the kid you used to know that his dad had a guy for everything. You need a flight, these cards have a guy. You need a hotel, guess what? They've got a guy. So for these cards, you're going to have to think about Chase Sapphire cards, your Amex Gold or Platinum cards, your Capital One Venture cards. And these, you earn points on those cards and you can use them at their travel portals. Each card has like its own travel portal, or you can transfer it out to a bunch of different airline or hotel partners such as Delta, American Airlines, Hilton, Hyatt. Uh, if it's a big popular company, it's probably got a transfer partner with one or the other. All cards aren't partners of all others, so you need to do a little bit of research before you decide which card to get. So why does this even matter? Well, when you're transferring your points out to partners, you can get way more value for your points. Sometimes you can get 2, 3, 4 cents per point, which is just going to give you way more value and allow your points to go even further. You could take maybe 50,000 points and get $1,000 flight for it. You're just going to get way more value for your points. There is a little bit of a learning curve, and you may find yourself Googling how to transfer Chase points to partners or something like that. But good for you. We've already got a video on that, which we'll link to. But once you get the hang of it, this is where the travel wins really come. As they say, once you go lie flat, you never want to travel economy again or something like that. And building a good strategy will take some effort, and my wife may or may not have a sticky note in her purse that tells her which card to use where. But she's really gotten the hang of it, and you can too. And if this is something that you really want to do, it is definitely worth taking the effort to build a good strategy and really start racking up some points that you can make your travel go way further. So let's get into the pros and cons of these flexible and transferable points. The main pro, like I said, is just massive value. You can get 2, 3 times more valuable than a simple cashback card pretty easily. And a lot of these cards have categories where you're going to get, 3 times on dining or 4 times on buying a flight directly with the airline or whatever it might be, or significantly more value if you use their travel portal, which may not always be the best idea, but that's not really for this video. Another pro would be that it can cover flights, hotels, etc., rental cars. Many of your travel aspects can be covered by points with transferring to partners with these cards. And probably the best pro would be that you just have so many options galore, with all the partners that you can travel these points or transfer these points to. And for some of the cons, like I said, it is a learning curve. It's going to take a little while for you to just wrap your mind around the strategies and build your own strategy. And another con, if you're someone like me, is you have to plan ahead, which I don't plan anything except for travel in my family. So if you need to know what I'm doing in a couple weeks, go ask my wife. Um, and then also a pro is also a con with lots of options. Sometimes you can just get a little paralysis analysis and have so many options that you never end up picking one, or you're trying to find the perfect redemption to maximize all the points, and you know you're never going to get the perfect redemption. You'll always find one that might have been a little bit better, but that's the beauty of having all these points, is that um, you know a few points here and there isn't going to make or break uh, your travel. And so don't worry about that part too much. It's never going to be perfect, but if you follow the strategies and have a plan, then you're going to have an amazing trip and get a good price for it. So our third and final type of points is going to be co-branded cards. So for these types of cards, think your Delta Sky Miles card or your Hyatt credit card. Uh, these credit cards are going to allow you to earn sometimes bonus points, but points that you can only spend on that brand. So if you're spending, if you're using your Delta card on everything, you'll be getting points, but you can only use those points at Delta. Whereas, like we said with the flexible and transferable points, you can transfer those to partners, or you can use them on their portal. These are a little bit less flexible. One really good feature of these cards is you will get a lot of perks with that brand. So let's stick with Delta. You'll get free check bags, or maybe priority boarding, or if they have like lounge access, depending on the tier of card you get, you can get into their Delta lounges. So you'll have perks, but only with that brand. Um, so I would definitely not recommend having a co-branded card as your primary card. If you're building a credit card strategy, these can be very beneficial to have as like supplemental cards. But I would not want to spend my everyday purchases on these cards just because of the inflexibility. You can't transfer them from Delta to American Airlines or anywhere. You have to use your points on that brand. So some of the pros would be, like I talked about, the perks. You can get the check bags, the priority boarding, that sort of thing. Another pro would be that you can sometimes get status with these cards. So you can get elite status or whatever it might be, and get benefits along with that, just for having the card. And then, if you're using it and doing staying at that brand or whatever it might be, if it's a hotel, you can add on to that status, but you will get usually a basic status for free just by having the card. Another pro would be these cards typically do have good earn rates, but like I said, it's within the brand. So if you're flying Delta every time you fly and you travel a lot, then maybe it is a really good card for you to have. But like I said, probably not your primary card. And the cons, I feel like I've mentioned this a lot. Not very flexible. You got to use it in the brand. It is what it is. And then while they do have good earn rates, they have varying redemption rates from brand to brand. So some brands' points will be more valuable than others, and good tool to use would be like the Points Guy has charts for what they believe these points to be. So like a Delta point might be worth uh, 1.2 cents or something like that. And I'm just making this up, but it's always good to keep that in mind as compared to like the cash rates, which are 1 cent per point. So a Delta point would be just higher than the cashback point. Um, Another thing is that you can never look at other brands. So if you're, you know, a Hyatt card member, then you're kind of married to Hyatt. The points you earn on that card are only going to be used at Hyatt, so not very flexible. So here we are at the end, and you might be asking, so what are the best types of points? Well, it depends. So if you like simplicity and you don't want to really think about it, cashback points are the ones for you. If you want to make learning about this something that you do and building a strategy and really trying to maximize those points, transferable points are the ones for you. And if you're a Hyatt diehard or a Delta diehard, then maybe a co-branded card is for you. But I think the real answer is going to be if you want to maximize your travel and get the most points that you can for what you're already spending your money on, then it's going to be a hybrid of a few of these types of cards. Probably a flexible one as your main go-to, and then maybe a co-branded or a cashback as a supplemental. There are a lot of strategies out there where you can stack certain cards together. I know Chase is a popular one where you can transfer your points from card to card. So you could have a flexible card as your main card, but then you can have a cashback card that gives you really good earn rates in certain categories, and then you can combine those points. So that would be one way to really maximize how you're earning your points, which would give you a lot more options when it comes time to spend them. And when you're doing this, travel becomes less about the cost and more about where you want to go. So it really goes to fit more around your lifestyle. So if you found any value out of this, please subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you in the next one.